Hey everybody, it's John. Welcome back to the farm. I know it's been a little while since we put out a video, but Happy New Year. So we'll kind of leave it at that. It's been pretty slow around here. It's been wet. It's obviously a nice day out right now, probably 33 degrees. The sun is shining. So anyway, we have a problem on the farm that we haven't had before. So the problem I'm having is, we'll take a closer look at the pigs here in a minute. But I've been coming out every day and my pigs are covered in blood up around their face and neck, and their ears are bleeding. Now, we thought it originally started with one of our more aggressive barrows, likes to nip at ears. And I don't know if that got everything rolling, but what has happened is it looked like we have a rat problem, and rats are coming in at night and starting to eat the pigs' ears. So they're waking up every morning with blood on them, and as they touch each other, the blood smears around. So not every pig is getting eaten on every night, but it's definitely a problem. Now, traditionally, how we take care of rats is we put rat bait out, and the rats eat it, carry it home, and the poison does its job. I don't want to put poison out and have a rat eat it, pig eat the rat, pig gets sick. Like I said, it's probably not going to kill it, but it's not how I want to manage this. So I got behind the barn yesterday and cleared out a bunch of stuff where the rats could have been nesting. I did find a hole. It's probably leading into a nest. Moved a bunch of that stuff out. So anyway, we'll slip out here and see if I can't show you what I'm talking about on a couple of their ears, if they'll hold still and let me look at them. So this gilt right here, this is Maisie. And I don't know if you can see, but she's got blood all over her right here. And she's got notches chewed out of her ears. And if you look at this little gilt right here, you can see a perfect example of the notches the rats are eating in their ears. Now, this is not uncommon in young pigs. If you farrow and you have a rat problem, I've heard of rats eating the ears off of piglets, eating their tails off, any of the tender bits that they can quickly get in there and get access to. Like this pig right here has a notch chewed out of the ear. Blood on her right here a little bit. Here's the spot behind the barn that I was talking about. You see these boards right here. This stack was probably about this high, and it was pretty wide. I've moved most of it, but I slid this out, and there's a big hole dug up underneath that rock foundation there where I'm assuming the rats are living. I kicked it back full of dirt and packed it down pretty good. I got some stuff here I want to just get out from the side of the barn. And then just a few other things to clear out. Some of this is an old greenhouse that I built years ago. Now, I haven't been up in the loft. There's not a lot of places up there for them to hide. Most of the hay that they like to live in is all gone. We've cleared all that out. There still is a bunch of junk up there that needs to come out. All right, so one last thing with the rats, barn cats. So there are some programs out there where they'll go into these feral cat colonies, they'll trap them, they'll neuter them, they'll vaccinate them, and then they'll release them back into these colonies. There are programs where you can actually get barn cats and bring them in. The thing is when we put the cats in the barn, we want to ensure that they are in fact going to stay in the barn, not necessarily full time, but that they start to understand that the barn is home. So if anybody has experience with this, I would love to hear about it. We do have a cat that comes through on occasion, but he's not hanging around full time. So we at least want to get 2 to 3 barn cats that we can put out here, let them learn to understand that there's going to be food and water available. And then hopefully at night they'll go to town on some rats. So that's, I think, the environmentally friendly solution that we want to go with. Anyway, stay tuned. Today the pigs look pretty good. I don't see any fresh blood, and I won't say that's because of what I did yesterday, but it doesn't seem to be a nightly occurrence, and there's a couple pigs that seem to be favorites, and I think those are just the ones that probably had the initial wounds from getting chewed on by another pig, and the rats smelled the blood in the water and took advantage of it. So the other big thing we had going on around here, as you can see behind me, this is a pretty lofty pile. We have well, I think 7 of these now, all across the farm. I hired a gentleman to come in, and he took out the bulk of the Osage, all the trees that were dying, all the sumac that we could get to, and really did a phenomenal job getting everything down, piled up. And you know, I'm obviously excited to start getting these piles burnt and getting things taken care of to get that out of the way. But for now, it really solves a lot of our problems. We got this back fence line that you've seen me talk about a million times with the old fence that needs to be replaced. We got that entire fence line cleared out. Obviously, we didn't touch any of our oak trees. All the walnuts stayed. There are some Osage still, and there's a stand down here that needs to get taken out, but we just run out of time and money for now for the clearing project, but I think we're going to get him back out here soon. So what that did is it really opened up the farm, and it's hard to see it with the piles of trees, but I think once we get these gone, it's going to make my life so much easier. One, there's constant deadfall to deal with. When I'm mowing, there's huge branches that are always falling. And we actually had some folks come in yesterday, and we talked about doing carving out some paddocks out here. And I know I've talked about this before, but doing, you know, once we get the perimeter fence put in, it looks like we're going to try to break this up into 6 separate paddocks that I can rotate the pigs through. Help me do a little bit better in livestock management, especially when it comes to setting up breeding pairs and things like that. But anyway, I have several piles that are just like this. Some of this is dead and ready to burn. Some of it is still very much green. As you can tell, our Christmas tree is in there. So it kind of stands out. But if I can get these going, they'll burn for a while. They'll probably see them from the space station. Now, if you pan over there, and you see piles like that one, I got a York rake on the back of my tractor that I've been pulling around and just cleaning up some of the mess that was left behind. So he came in with an excavator, and as he was, you know, digging roots and toppling the trees over, a lot of them, the tops were coming out. You know, it was a dangerous situation. He's a professional, knows what he's doing. So yeah, it wasn't something that I was wanting to do. I had enough problems taking them down with the chainsaw and trying to get them to fall properly and not have the tops break out and you know, crack me in the skull. I'm already dumb as they come, so the last thing I need is a good knock in the head. So he was actually breaking out a high limb in one of the trees, and it broke in half and came down and busted the front window out of his excavator. He was fine, which is, you know, obviously the major concern there. But yeah, this stuff is dangerous. So if you're thinking about renting an excavator and taking down some trees, you know, get educated and really take a look at the trees you're taking down, because like I said, they'll sneak up and get the pros. The last thing I'd want to do is be out here on my own and trying to do that and catch that big limb in my teeth. So, but I look around and all the trees that we have up are still healthy. The bulk of them are walnut trees, which the pigs will eat the walnuts. They won't eat them when the green husk is on them, but once they rot down a little bit, and they'll go to town. All right, so if you see right back here, another thing that we've just started is feeding round bells to the cows. But I got a neighbor here who had some round bells. I'm getting a really good deal on them. He's bringing them as I need them to drop them off, and I really can't complain. Like I said, my time has been so thin this year that it's actually been a pretty good connection. You know, support a local farmer. He swings by, drop me a round bell. Now this is the second one. I just put it out yesterday, and there's still a little bit of hay left in the other one. I'm kind of spreading them around, but they're probably eating on this one round bell for a week and a half, I'd say, maybe just a smidge longer. So it's working out pretty good, and it keeps me from having to manhandle round or square bells. I do need a hay fork for my tractor. I picked this one up with the pallet forks, and it worked. I just don't think it's an optimal solution. But as we do these paddocks out here, each paddock's going to be split, so each of them will have a water station. So we'll have 3 waterers, and each paddock will split that water, and we'll have electric around the perimeter and probably around the perimeter of the paddocks as well, just to keep the pigs from trying to get up under the fence. So a gate system to move animals around. Trying to think what else. I'll have to build a shelter in each paddock. While each paddock is going to have trees, we made sure we did not take every tree down. I still think it'd be good to have probably some kind of lean-to structure. Low top, 3 sides. I'll have the north blocked off, which is that direction. So the pigs have an opportunity just to get out of the sun, get out of the wind if it's raining. We are looking at planting some trees. Some oaks, some chestnuts. Like I said, we have the walnuts, which we got to be careful how close we plant certain things to the walnuts. But I think the chestnut is good. They have a hybrid version that they're trying to bring back into Virginia. I don't know that much about it, but if it's hybrid anything, it's probably mixed with some crap out of China. So I have to do my research there. But as long as it produces, any kind of nut or fruit that can hit the ground and pigs can get after it, I'm all for it. But I can see, I wouldn't be surprised if every one of them slept out here last night, which also helps with my rat problem, because I don't think the rats are venturing out here to numb on pig ears. But I hear pig ears are a good snack. All right, everybody. Well, it's been a couple days since we were out on the farm, and as you can see, we're having our first winter event of the year. They were predicting a foot of snow. It looks like we're gonna get nothing but ice, which is all that's been falling all day. So anyway, we'll go ahead and close this video out, and hope everybody's having a good one, and we'll catch y'all next time.